When Adam and Eve were in the garden, the first mistake they made was not actually eating the fruit. It wasn't even talking to the serpent. The first mistake that they actually made is God put all of this abundance in the garden for everything that they would ever need. More than enough. Everything that they would ever need. Right? And yes, these are trees. They are not pieces of broccoli. Don't judge my drawing. And see, the first mistake that they had to make was to stop focusing on this abundance and focus on the one tree they could not eat from, or AKA focus on the lack. The first mistake that Adam and Eve made in the garden was to focus on the lack. Shout out Myron Golden. This video is going to be a banger. Oh my goodness. If most of your dating perspectives or your views on women, which oftentimes you have negative views on women or you have negative views on dating, if they've come predominantly from the internet or what other creators have said or the street interviews that you see on TikTok or Instagram, you don't have your own opinions formulated. You've been programmed. When these creators are making this type of content, they are not doing it out of the goodness of their heart. They are doing it to sell some type of program to you, right? There's all types of different programs that they'll sell to you, but there's a reason. Let me give you an easy example. The reason the people on the internet that always tell you you're running out of time, there's not much time to make money, it's like the world's ending soon, this is your last chance to get rich. The reason they say that is because they sell a money program. And so you have to understand that the root cause and why these people are teaching something is ultimately money. And see, if they show you the good examples of the high quality women, the healthy relationships, the women who love God, they can't make money off of that, but they can make money off of the women who are hoes, that are at the bars, that are talking about how they cheated on their boyfriend. They can make money off of showing you those videos. And so it's almost like plane crashes, right? 99.9999% of planes are perfectly fine. The flight is smooth, but there's that 0.1% that crashes. And those are the ones that you hear about on the news. So then people get scared of getting on the plane. They don't want to buy a ticket. It's the same way with relationships. And I want to stress this from the fact that I am not someone who's just like, grew up Christian and I'm just looking from the outside in the whole time. I have full experience in everything that the red pill has to offer, because when I started creating content on TikTok when I was 16 years old, the first 2 years, the thing that blew me up and got me my first 1 million followers was that red pill-esque type of content. I can remember sitting in the back of an RV when I was probably like 16 or 17, and I had such a negative view on women. I remember telling my mom, I was like, yeah, I'll probably never get married. And I can still remember, you can imagine like your own mom's face. I can still remember how her face was like concerned at first, like her eyes opened up, and then she just got like really sad and she didn't say anything. I'm sure you can like almost imagine that look on your mom's face. So I know what it's like to get to almost like the end stage of having such a negative view on women or relationships that you think you just shouldn't try. And so I almost want to make this video to put to rest everything that you could have been taught, and you almost have to detox from the things that you've been taught by these people. In fact, when I finally gave my life to Christ and I really started walking with God, I sat down with a good friend of mine and she told me, kept it really real with me. She was like, it's going to take you about 3 years to really like go back to normal and have a healthy mindset again. And she was about right. I was about 17, 18 at the time, and now I'm coming up on 21. See, everything that when you're going through life, everything that you learn works in a cycle, right? And this is called the BTAR cycle. If you've watched some of my videos, you might be familiar with this. But the cycle goes just like this, and it starts with your beliefs, right? And so how this process works, it stands for belief, thoughts, actions, results, right? And so what starts to happen is when you watch that type of content, they feed off of your insecurities, right? This is why they talk about different things. This is why they're super vain and everything that they talk about, right? It's all about fitness. It's all about money, because it's easy to be insecure about those things. They're going to feed off of your insecurities, your fears. They're going to give you these negative emotions that you had negative perceptions on women, all this stuff, because that's creating new beliefs in you. And when you create new beliefs in someone, that gives them new thoughts, right? Proverbs 23:7 says, so a man thinketh, so is he, right? So whatever you're thinking on, you're going to emulate. If I'm thinking on the things of God, I'm going to emulate the things of God. If I'm thinking on things that are of darkness, then I'm going to emulate the things of darkness, right? And so they change your beliefs with their content, which changes your thoughts, which changes your actions, the way that you conduct yourself with women, the way that you perceive women, the things that you say, which then you attract the type of women that they're talking about, which are these type of women that are cool with one-night stands and are high quality, that have a bunch of emotional trauma too. You get those results of pulling those type of women, and then what starts to happen? they said all of these beliefs about what women are really like and how evil women actually are, and all women are looking to cheat and move up, all this different type of stuff, right? And because you messed around with low quality women, you got the same type of results they are, and then it reinforced your beliefs, and then it creates a cycle, and you stay in it. And then you solidify it further, because then you start to go through the cycle and you begin to speak it, right? And the power of life and death are both in the tongue, and you will eat the fruits thereby of. That's Proverbs 18:21. And I'm here to tell you, just from my own experience, if you're interested in only like casual hookups or something like that, I'm telling you, the stuff they teach actually does work. But odds are, if you're on Christ-focused self-improvement, you're a man of God, all that is not what you're interested in. You're interested in a high-quality woman. So let's talk about something else. When we talk about self-improvement, Christ-focused self-improvement, there's a layer to it. You have superficial stuff, and then you have stuff that you need to take care of internally. And everything that people teach you online is all superficial. It's looks, money, status, right? Everything that is superficial and outside of you. So they're telling you to focus on this stuff. You put your identity in this stuff, and what do you think is actually going to happen? Well, you're going to attract the type of women, right, that are attracted to just looks, that like the fact that you have money, and that see that you have status, and that's what they want, right? We call those women what? Gold diggers. We call those women low quality. We call those the type of women that you can't trust. And you know what's crazy? I started to hit the gym a little bit, so I started to look a little bit better. I know I'm not like jacked or anything, but that's injuries, different story, different day. I started to actually make some money. By the time I was 17, I was making, like, I had 6-7 grand months at 17 years old. And I dang sure had the status. I had 1 million followers at 17 years old. And you know what's crazy? I still wasn't attracting high quality women. I wonder why that is. Looking back at it, it's because then you have this stuff that's not superficial, the things that you need to work on yourself. This is your emotional health, right? Your spiritual growth. You still struggle with things like pornography, and I'm not hating on you, right? I'm very transparent about the things that I struggle with. I was exposed to it at the age of 7. By the time I was 10 or 11 years old, I had to, like, you know, when you couldn't go to sleep, when you were like, before you quit pornography, so you were like, let me just watch some of that stuff and then I'll go right to sleep. I was doing that by the time I was 10 or 11. And so you still struggle with things like that. Pornography is still your outlet, and then you're wondering why you're not seeing the results, you're not meeting the type of women you want to meet. Because a lot of people think that they're not a addict to this stuff because they're not the overweight guy in his basement with a crusty beard and Cheeto dust all over his face. You can be a high functioning addict. By the time I was 15, I had already been watching that stuff for 8 years. I'm telling you, I was social. I played multiple sports. I would talk to anybody. I had no problem approaching women, all this stuff. But I couldn't hold a relationship for the life of me because everything I did, everything that I thought, everything that I wanted to do was so over-sexualized. So you can be a high-functioning addict. You have to look at stuff, and this is the stuff that's unpopular, that somehow someone's going to get mad at me for saying this, but you're just chronically online if you don't agree with this stuff. You might have to look at, I don't even know if this can be seen on the screen. I'm not sure if this is out of the screen. Just in case you can't, just in case you can't see it. I think it's on there though. Like attachment styles. You have to learn about this stuff and actually heal and grow internally too. Self-improvement can't just be an external thing and then you expect to see the ultimate results, because he who finds a wife finds a good thing, right? A prudent wife comes from the Lord. The Lord has to bless you. I don't think there's a lack of quality women. I think the Lord keeps them hidden until you're the type of man who can take care of that type of woman. Here's another thing too, and like I said, none of this video is supposed to be like a hit piece or hating on you or anything like that. Like I always try and speak life into you guys. Whenever I make a video, that's always my number one goal, is to just speak life into you. And I'm telling you, once I got away from the games and trying to be something I wasn't, and you need to act nonchalant, act like you don't care or don't have feelings. And I tapped into the chill guy meme. Yo, editor, put it over me. Oh man. Let me give you some game real quick. Ready? Everyone talks about authenticity, right? Whenever you go back to the did I even spell that right? I don't think I did. I don't know. Authenticity, that's what that word is. I don't even think I spelled that right. Everyone talks about authenticity when you're on like a semi-healed side of the internet, right? But what does that actually mean? Well, the word authenticity comes from the Greek word hentes, right? H-E-N-T-E-S, right? Hentes. And so I got to research it. Well, what does this actually mean? When you research it, it's the way of doing, and being. Well, what does that sound like? Matthew 6:33, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. When you look at the AMP translation of that verse, it'll tell you that his righteousness is his way of doing and being. So you can't even tap into your authentic self. You can't even tap into your identity until you're submitted to the one who's doing and being you're supposed to emulate. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You know what started to happen when I got away from the games, when I got away from the toxic stuff, when I stopped texting a bunch of women, when I deleted Snapchat? When I was just living my life and growing with God and focused on my goals, and I was just focused on doing me, the type of women I wanted to date just began to pop up. They DM'd me. They would just show up at church one day. And I didn't have to fake who I was. I didn't have to fake my spirituality or hide my relationship with God. Bro, some of these women like would just text me and talk to me about conspiracy theories. Like, it's completely different from the type of women I talked to like 2 years ago. And so you have all these precepts, all of these opinions about women or about dating or about if there's even any good women left. Yet you've watched probably a couple hundred of those street interviews telling you about how all the low quality women watched a couple dozen podcasts. How many youth Bible studies have you been to? How many 30 and under Bible studies have you been to? How many different churches have you gone to? How many times have you skipped on service on Sunday? Because I'm telling you right now, this is absolutely true. The type of women that you want, the type of women that you want to date, if you're a Christ-focused man, you're on self-improvement. That's who my audience is. You can get mad in the comment section. I don't even care. That's who my audience is. That's who I want to talk to. The type of women you want aren't going to be in the bar. They aren't going to be in the club. They're not the women with their ass half out on social media. That's not them. Which, by the way, why are you posting shirtless pictures with your V-line and stuff showing, trying to be like post is basically sexual picture? If the type of women you want, if them posting their ass would be unattractive to you, why do you think it would be different for you to posting that type of picture for them? I have to be honest with you, bro. This is just something I'm realizing. I'm the problem. Right? For a long time, I was like, there's no high quality women, or I was struggling to find them. I'm telling you, if that's where you're at, especially if it's been like over a year and you haven't met a single one, you are the problem, respectfully. But that's also good because it gives you the power to change it. It's like what Michael Jackson said. I wish I could just grab your face and just like hold it like this. You are the problem, but you can change it, right? If you're struggling with that, if you can't find high quality women, you can change it. So you might need to detox from social media. You might need to just delete everything. You might have to go watch some ABBA and preach React to Fresh and Fit so you can be brought back to reality a little bit. You might just have to go out and start talking with people and going to Bible study events and going to church events and just let your brain go back to normal. I can almost guarantee that if you begin to change your way of doing and being, everything will start to happen, right? Michael Jackson, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. Oh yeah, I'm asking him to change. Change his ways? Is that right? Is that the right word? All right, I'm tweaking. Let me lock back in. And honestly, as I close out this video, I feel like I need to lead you in a prayer for it, right? So go ahead and close your eyes, bow your head if you want. I'm going to do a quick little prayer for you. So Father, I thank you that you put this man on the other side of the screen, this young masculine man who wants to step into Christ-focused self-improvement. Father, I pray that you'll open his heart and begin to help him heal. Father, I pray that you'll begin to allow his mind and his heart to change, that he would strive to emulate your way of doing and being, Father, that he would want to seek your kingdom so that he could be a faithful servant. Father, that he wouldn't be just chasing you for the things that you offer, the rewards that you do promise us through your word, but Father, that he would want to know you on a deeper level. Father, that he would grow into the type of man that you need him to be, that the woman of God that he once would need him to be, that his kids would need him to be. Father, that he could step into being a masculine leader, step into that role, step into the type of man that people naturally look up to. Father, I pray that he'll get rid of these negative perceptions of women or dating that he has, Father, that he would step out in more confidence. The root word of confidence is to confide, which means to trust. And Father, I pray that he will begin to trust himself through trusting you, Father, and who you made him to be. The image that you made him in, Father, which is Genesis 1:2-6, let us make man in our image. Father, I pray that you will fill his heart with peace and joy. Father, that you would let him let go, that you would show him how to forgive the people that might have hurt him in his past, the people that built up these negative perceptions. And Father, that he could step into something that is more like you, that he could emulate you, Father, so that he could begin to step into the role he's called to be in. In Jesus' name I pray. If you're in agreement, just say amen. But Christ-focused self-improvement is what I teach. I hope this encourages you to almost detox from this dating side of the internet that is really just not healthy for you. Get out there, actually just go live life, go meet people, go strive to become higher quality yourself, go strive to step more into your Christ-likeness. And Christ-focused self-improvement is what I teach. I'll leave a link down to the King's Hall down in the description below. The price is about to go up to $49 a month, but it's at $29 a month for like another day if you want to come join us. I'll leave the free community down below as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.